guys. So, been a little while. I was on a bit of a vacation, and then also I'd been to the comic book store a couple weeks ago, and well, there were only 3 things in my saver, and none of them were, crying out to be on a short video. So, um, today I have a few different things because I've been to the comic book store again, and I also have a few Magic the Gathering items, and then also a recent action figure purchase that I picked up that I wanted to show you guys. So without further ado, I think first we'll take a look at the action figure, and this is something I just happened to, I think first I saw it on an ad for Target on like Facebook, and I went to the Target website, they didn't have it, and then I think I happened across a ad for Hasbro Pulse, which is like a Hasbro online shop that I didn't know was a thing where you can buy the new G.I. Joe figures and Marvel Select and Legends and things like that. And they had this there, and I've always wanted this. This is Wolverine in the brown suit. Let me move that a little bit. There we go. So Wolverine in the brown suit. It's a Marvel Legends X-Men series to go along with House of X. Because in House of X they do have him in the brown suit. So super jazzed to pick this up. I will be taking him out of the box pretty soon here. I really like the look of it. I mean, apart from the belt having the X-Men symbol, it's basically the original, yellow and brown suit from the 80s, 90s. Sorry, it has some dust on here. I'm just gonna clean that off. He comes with 2 faces. So the first one is just him doing this, like evil, I'm gonna stab you smile. And then the second one, his mouth is closed. I like the mouth is closed one, but it has like the Old Man Logan beard on it for some reason, which I'm honestly not sure why they did. I mean, for a while there, before the X-Men reboot, they had Old Man Logan in the X-Men Gold series, but he was just Old Man Logan. I don't think he even had this suit on most of the time. But he's got this little gray goatee on this mouth closed one. So I don't know. I'll try it out and see if I like it better, or maybe I'll just try to see if myself or one of my friends can pink that up and just make it into like a regular face. I'm trying to see if there's any. I don't think there's any like molding on that part, honestly, so I think if I painted it over, it might turn out, but you know how it is when you try to paint a figure, if you don't have the exact color, it comes out looking crazy. So, I was super jazzed to get that. I've seen some of these other figures at the store, so they have Xavier with the new helmet, Omega Sentinel, Jean Grey, Moira McTaggart, which seems like a really odd. I mean, I'm sure there's probably never been a figure of her, but that seems like an odd choice. This Cyclops I've seen, thought about picking up, and Magneto in the white suit, I saw him and thought about picking him up too. But I had never seen this one at the store, so picked that up online, and well worth the purchase there. Another thing before we get to the comics, I did pick up a box of the Magic the Gathering Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I have opened all of this up, so it's empty at the moment. I'm just saving the box because I like to save the boxes when I do buy like a box or something like that. So I opened this this up, I put 3 boosters aside because for the Memorial Day, that holiday in early September, me and some of my wife's family members, we do like a sealed kind of thing over the weekend. We go camping, and the last few years I've bought a whole bunch of boosters, and we just put together decks from what we have and play some games. So I put 3 boosters away for that, just to kind of add to the other boosters I'd already purchased for that weekend, and opened the rest. This was the set boosters, which is the 12 card booster packs that they're now doing, which are normally I think $4.99 a pack when you find them out in the world. I don't know if they did draft boosters for this set, honestly. Nowadays with Wizard stuff, it's kind of hard to tell. That's weird. Made in Japan. I didn't know they were making the cards in Japan. But anyways, this had 30 boosters, 12 cards in each booster, so ended up opening 27 of them. And honestly, and I know I haven't seen the professor with his what are those videos called where he opens the booster box and tries to buy a new one, the booster box game. He hasn't posted his yet, but from my experience, yesterday I was looking through on Card Kingdom to see if there was anything I didn't get that I wanted, and I got like $300 worth of pulls from this $100 box, so I got my money's worth for sure, and it's a fun set. I don't think I'll be doing the dungeon mechanic much, but they have a lot of good commanders like this Beholder, and I think Drizzt is the elf guy, and they have, of course, dragons and things like that. So a really fun set. I haven't seen just regular boosters for these, so as I said, I think that officially comes out next week. And I'll be interested to see if they do draft boosters, because when I pre-ordered this, I didn't know it was going to be set boosters. So let's get to the comics. This first one was in my saver. I had not pre-ordered it or anything. This is Masters of the Universe Revelation, and it's the official prequel to the upcoming Netflix series. So it's by Kevin Smith. I figured I'd pick this up because it was in the saver, and I am a He-Man fan, and I'm interested to see what they do with this series. I have heard in the trailers, I think, have confirmed that it's mostly about Teela. So it'll be interesting to see, what kind of happens to He-Man before the series starts. And it says number 1 in the corner, but it doesn't say of how many. So I'm not sure if this is a one-shot or if there's going to be multiple. And so I picked this one up on the weekend when I went to get my saver. And then today I happened to go to the other, my comic book store has like 3 locations. They're actually pretty good sized shop, and I happened to go to another location today just because it was a little closer to the house, and there was an issue of Flash I was looking to pick up, and I was scanning the Rex, and I happened to see this. So this is the same issue, but it's a Mike Mignola cover, and what I'll probably do is keep this in the back and board and read the other one, because look at that. That's freaking awesome. I love Mike Mignola's artwork, and to see him do a He-Man and Skeletor, like, oh my gosh, I would have never in a million years thought I would have seen that. I'm amazed that I'm amazed this got into my saver, not this. So I'll read the non-Mike Mignola one, and I'll keep this one in pristine condition, because that's just too awesome to mess with. I was lucky too, because the one on the rack initially that I saw had a big like chunk here, like it had been folded in half. But they had some other copies, so I picked up one that was not jacked up. So moving on, next thing I saw today when I went was Trials of Ultraman number 3. I've been picking this up as I see it. My regular store where my saver is, they have less shelf space than the one I went to today, and like they'll get issues of Ultraman, but either they sell out or, you know, space-wise they have to make room and they put them aside or something. So I hadn't seen this one, so I picked this one up. Arthur Adams cover. He's been doing the covers to all these, and they've been amazing. So picked up number 3, and then they also had number 4, which is it's an interesting cover. Nothing too amazing though, honestly. They had a variant cover for issue 4 there, which was it was basically a screen grab from an Ultraman episode, which, you know, it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I like Arthur Adams' artwork, so I'd rather have the regular cover. And the screen grab was like, you know, it was probably from Ultraman from the 70s or 80s, so it wasn't like super high quality picture or photo or anything. So the big surprise for the week when I picked up my saver was this right here, and I talked to a couple guys at the store, because this is X-Men number 1 by Gary Dugan. So as I've said before, and I've worried about, Hickman is off of X-Men. Nowadays, I swear, it's like Marvel is like, you want to do 12 issues, do 12 issues. You want to do 12 issues, do 12 issues. You want to do 12 issues, do 12 issues. And we get a new number 1 like every year. And look, you know, if you want to treat it like a season of a TV show, go right ahead. But at the same time, like, I was picking this up for Hickman. So unless this blows me the hell away, I'll probably be dropping X-Men. I am an X-Men fan. I like the X-Men, but at the same time, they're not something where I'm willing to buy like crappy X-Men just because it's X-Men and that's my thing, you know. I'm not that big of a X-Men fan that I'll put up with subpar stuff. So while I like Dugan's work on a few things, you know, I was picking up X-Men because of Jonathan Hickman. So to see him off of it is kind of a bummer. I have his final issues upstairs, which I'll probably read this weekend, and then I'll read this as soon as I can, just to see if I want to continue or not. This is like a supersized, and it's a wraparound cover, so, you know, and the art is it's the same artist, so they're obviously trying to keep people on after Hickman left. They're probably hoping more people don't look at the names up above or something, but I don't know, we'll see. Next we have Immortal Hulk number 48. An Alex Ross cover. He's been doing the covers for a lot of these, like Captain America, Iron Man, and Hulk. So, good to see this one. I'm a few issues behind on Immortal Hulk, because for a while they were accidentally not putting it in my saver. So I added it back on and had to buy some stuff off eBay to catch up. So happy to see this. I know this is ending pretty soon. They're coming to a close here. I want to say maybe issue 50 is when they announced it was going to be ending, but easily one of the best Hulk runs ever. So let's see, we got Hellboy, and the BBRD, The Secret of Chesbro House. I variants and things. Almost anything Mike Mignola. I think the only thing right now I'm not getting is the Lady Baltimore series, and it's nothing against that series. I do like the Baltimore universe, but I missed out on the first issue, and the most recent one I saw was issue 3, and I don't want to come on to the series, that far in and not know what's going on, so, but the Hellboy ones are well worth picking up. It's all flashbacks, because of course at this point BPRD and Hellboy are finito. BPRD wrapped up, was it last year during the shutdown, I think, or maybe the year before, but, basically Mike Mignola closed out that universe, and now it's really just flashbacks to old stories, and hell, he could do that forever, because, you got Hellboy waking up during World War II, and, that's a good 60, 70 years of backstory that he could just play with when he wants to. Let's see, we got Oblivion Song number 32. I was thinking about dropping this series for a while, but then they announced that it was ending in, I think, just a couple issues, and it did kind of gear up for a while. I thought they were kind of treading water, and I wasn't sure where they were going with it. And, with Kirkman, he's got the track record of, Invincible, that was great. He's got Walking Dead, which went on longer than I was willing to stay with it. But, I was worried that Oblivion Song would be like Walking Dead and just keep going ad nauseum. And, with The Walking Dead, I felt like after a while they should have just cut it off, and then finally they did, kind of all of a sudden. But I think there's about 3 or 4 issues left of this at the most, and it will be interesting to see what they do as a finale. Oops, I'm going to move those to the side so we have room. I think I was knocking over my stuff here. This one I kind of forgot about, Thor number 15. I forgot I was getting Thor, but I am. I feel like it's been a little while since we had an issue. So, this, I don't know what Revelations is, but it starts here, and this is by Donny Cates, so, same writer as before. Issue 14, I think, wrapped up the story with, Donald Blake, but doesn't it feel like it's been a while since that? I've read that, and it just seems like it's been a bit of a break here, so, interested to see where this goes. If it keeps my attention, I'll keep with it as long as Cates is on there. When they do a change, I might see about that, so we'll see. This one with a very interesting cover that I don't know if you're going to be able to, you can see it a little bit on the screen here. It's got this fingerprint over it, and it's something in the printing process, because if you hold it at the right angle, you see the fingerprint kind of raised up on the front of the issue here. But this is Rorschach number 10, miniseries by Tom King. It's been very, very good. We're kind of, I think, getting to the end. I think it's supposed to be 12 issues, but I might be wrong. This could be the last one. But it's been a really good read. I highly suggest it. If you're a fan of the Rorschach character, or just the Watchmen universe in general, it's much better than those Watchmen comics that DC did for money grab about 5-6 years ago. So, sorry, I'm a little distracted because my cat has come over to bite me and wander around my feet. Get out of here. Go away. Thank you. Please vacate. Sorry. When she wants attention, she'll come up and just start biting your legs. Which is sometimes cute and everybody except for Greg Roca. This is issue 3 of 6. It's got Bendis and Oming, and some other ones on there. This has been a good anthology series if you like the Old Guard series. They had just finished up the second run, and I think Greg said he was going to take a little bit of a pause. And realistically, there was a good chunk of time between the Old Guard and that second series. So this has been a fun little, anthology to kind of fill in time here and keep you in the loop as far as those characters and remind you of them. This one, I honestly, I'm not sure what it is. So, it's Usagi Yojimbo, and it says Dragon Bellow Conspiracy, and it says number 1. So I am getting regular Usagi. I'm not getting the color reprints, which I think are Wanderer's Road. But this one, I don't know if this is just a one-shot. But this cover, I don't know who did this cover, but this is just great. I love this rendition of Usagi. Obviously, it looks a little bit older than Stan Sakai draws him, but it's just a really awesome piece of artwork. I probably would have, the Wanderer's Road has some cool covers sometimes, and sometimes it'll find its way into my saver, even though I told them I didn't want it. And sometimes it's hard to put it back on the shelf just because of the cover art. But it's like I have those stories in trade paperback form and stuff like that, so I don't really want a second copy just because it's color artwork now. And honestly, I don't like the color in comparison to the original black and white. Daredevil number 31. I'm up to date on Daredevil, so this starts a new storyline. Basically, he's still in jail, but we'll see where they go with it. Still by Chip Zdarsky. He's been doing a great job on this Daredevil run. They had those really good runs by Bendis, and then I've lost the name. What is that guy's name? He did the series with Rodriguez. I'm just totally blanking on it right now. But they had his series, and then they had that Charles Soule series, which was a real letdown. And then I just kind of let it go for a while. But Zdarsky's been on it for probably a couple years now, because it's on issue 31, and he's done a great job. It's been a very nice return to Daredevil comics for me, so I'm glad to see that he's still on there, and hoping they let him keep going. Chloe, go away. Hi, I see you too. Hello. Okay, I need you to leave. Okay. Sheesh. Okay. Beautiful cover here. I'm not sure what it's alluding to, but we'll see. And then I did pick up a couple back issues. I was looking for Flash 275 from the first series, because I had been reading I think it was a Brave and the Bold or DC Comics Presents with Hawkman and Superman, and in the ad they happen to have a picture of, in the comic they had an ad which had a picture of Flash 275, and it had Flash dancing with Batgirl and Sandman shooting at Bizarro's Superman. It was just a really interesting cover, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna look for that. And when I went to the store today, the Flash second series, they had a huge, long box for. Flash first series was literally 5 issues deep. I don't know what happened. Either somebody went in and bought them all, or these guys, they have stuff that's worth more in okay, get out of here. a separate area. So they'll have stuff like, the graded books or stuff that's worth more than $20, and they have like a vault because it used to be a bank. So I have a feeling maybe, I don't know, maybe Flash first series is all in the vault. I have no idea. Or somebody just bought a whole bunch. But I'll have to check my the other location. Maybe next time I'm there, I'll look and see if they have more Flash or something. But struck out on that. But I did pick up a few things just for the heck of it. First one here is Justice League of America number 170. I just liked this cover. It's got all these superheroes running away from this sun, and Batman in a bat spacesuit riding a bat, like, I don't know, a Vespa. So I picked this one up just based on this ridiculous looking cover. And it was only $4, which, I mean, that's how much you're paying for the current stuff. So, but I mean, look at that. That looks ridiculous. I also like how some of these human characters are just straight up running away in space. Like Green Lantern and Black Canary here, and Hawkman, and Elongated Man. I mean, half these characters can't breathe in space, so why don't they have a space buggy and a space suit? I don't know. Second one I picked up, and this was really just from this is like my favorite time period of Marvel Comics, was when they were like 20 cents. This is Avengers 115, and it looks like this crazy monkey guy is throwing them to a giant ant slash lobster slash scorpion monster. So that looks like a fun time. I just love this age of Marvel Comics with the banner across the top. 20 to 35 cents. That's like the sweet spot for me as far as like nostalgia, because that's the first issues that I really saw from family members and stuff. And then last comic we have here is Avengers 119, which is a issue with the Collector. So you have Scarlet Witch and Mantis. Was that her name? Or is that Moondragon? Can't remember. And Swordsman and Vision. And obviously the Collector has collected the best Avengers, and he's left the Z-listers to chase after him. He didn't want them for the Wall of Heroes, I guess, because they suck. But I mean, look at this thing. That's just awesome. I just had to pick that one up. These two were actually like $7 or $8 each. Probably just because of the age of them and because of the market's going nuts. I saw on Facebook they had somebody had posted a picture from it was a long box section of a comic book store, and they had put up a sign and it said due to the price fluctuations, we reserve the right to increase the price based on current market value. So it's basically telling people at that store, and I don't know what store it was or where, but it's basically telling them, hey, I don't care what the price on this bag and board is. I don't care what it says. I'm going to charge you what I think it should be, which is really, I mean, hey man, if you don't want to sell it for the price that's on there, you should have gone through your inventory and repriced stuff. But once you put the price sticker on there, to ask them to pay more is just some messed up stuff. I actually saw a video from a guy on YouTube not too long ago where he was mentioning that he had gone to a local store by me, and honestly he was nice. He didn't mention what the name of the store was, but he basically said that because same type of thing he was going through, like the bargain bin dollar issues, and he came across some Scarlet Vision issues, and the guy was like, oh, I gotta charge you more because the TV show and the prices are up. And he said he didn't buy it and he wasn't going back to that store, and hey, I totally support that. getting long. I picked up a few packs of Strixhaven on the vacation I was on. There was a Target nearby, and I bought way too many Magic cards. Because, I don't know, in my local Target, I just went yesterday for a couple things that we needed. There's like no Magic cards on the shelf. Like zero. There was literally zero last time I went. Not even a booster pack. And it's just been very low stockage on that card section. I mean, I know they stopped selling Pokemon cards for a while because people are straight up fighting over them because of the marketplace. But, like Magic, they're supposed to be selling. And this particular Target that I went to on vacation was loaded. Like, oh my, I almost took a freaking picture and sent it to my friends and people here. Because it was, I mean, they had boosters for the last like 4 sets. Like every shelf stocked. They had booster boxes, or not booster boxes, the fat packs for the last few sets. They had commander decks, and not just the most recent. They had like, 2 or 3 sets back commander decks. I mean, it was nuts. So I bought at least a booster pack every time I went to that Target on that week-long vacation, and I bought a commander deck. I got the Lorehold Legacies one. I would have gotten the Strixhaven one, but I had actually ordered that online on Target, so that I have it now. But I would have bought more because they were just, I mean, it was so stocked. It was amazing, the comparison between the Targets out here and their selection there. And I mean, it was sorry for the noise. It was a area where they have comic book stores.